Networking component number 7, presence. That magical first impression. Rarely do you have more than one shot at making a dynamic first impression when networking with others, right? Even if people recognize you by your photograph on your website, or in a video, or they've spoken with you on the phone, or attended an event where you were the speaker, or a guest, meeting you one-on-one in conversation is a whole other matter. You want to have that insatiable appetite for doing and saying things that place you at the center of things without overwhelming or monopolizing any conversation. You want to light that fire underneath people that you meet and openly stimulate their senses with genuineness and inspiration while learning as much as you can about them first before you ever talk about yourself. How do you do this? Well, let's get into that and how networking can and should become a way of life for you. Now, it's all in the way you present yourself. From the moment you get out of your car or walk through the doors of the event room to the moment you say, "Good night. I enjoyed meeting you. I'll call you tomorrow." You should see yourself as a celebrity. And I say that in the way that I mean well-known, important person, popular, not arrogant or egotistical or nothing like that. No. You know what I'm talking about. Your degree of acceptance and interaction that you experience all depends on how you identify yourself in the crowd. People like people that they can relate to or aspire to be like. How you look, what you say, your body language, such as how you hold your hands, your posture, your manners, can all make the difference when others look at you for the first time and say to themselves, "Wow, who's that person? I'd like to meet them." This is one time when your image and what you say have a tremendous influence on whether people will do business with you. Sometimes what people say about you after you've departed a networking event means more to your success than what you say publicly. Feedback from others will become even more reinforcing if you have made that worthy first impression. Factors that influence this initial impact are your handshake, firm, strong, dry, not damp, not wet. I've had a lot of people say to me, "Wow, you've got a firm handshake." I'm like, "Okay, great, thank you. Yes." And when I shake the hands of women, I don't, but at the same time, you've got energy flowing through your veins in your body. Show people with a good handshake. Facial expressions, smiling, sincere, having a good time, eye contact, dead on, eye to eye. Posture, how you carry yourself. Don't walk into a room slunched over. Straighten up, shoulders back, chest out, and other things. Posture. Walk in as if you command the room. The room is all yours. Genuine interest in the success of others. Listening, all ears, eyes on the subject that you're listening to, the person in front of you, and your overall attentiveness, engaged and on top of things. Not like, my mind's drifting. Yeah, where am I? Okay. No. Listen carefully for the person's name. If you don't hear or fully grasp a person's name, ask them to repeat it. If it's an unusual name, you might ask them to spell it for you, or at least pay attention to their name tag. See if you can pronounce it. At least this sends a message that you want to be sure to pronounce their name properly when referring him or her to your clients or people that you've met at the event. You can set the tone for a networking event by speaking with clarity and audible enough to be heard by your audience and those around you. Not necessarily every person in the room. An easy thing to say, if unsure about what it is that you heard, might be just to say, "Hey, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? It's so loud in here, and here, let's kind of move over here so I can hear you more. What you're saying sounds very interesting." You can make a powerful impression by putting others first before you tell your story. Find one thing that you can comment on and ask them to expand on that topic a little more with a few more details. Be cautious that you aren't opening the door for a life story. But while you're not necessarily asking them to tell the story of their life, you are interested in quietly and subconsciously and secretively ascertaining whether this person would be a valued contact for you to continue the conversation with at a later time after the event. In most cases, demonstrating interest in others is a two-way street. It does prompt the individual to listen to you too, because you listen to them so much. Many people have experienced the person who may be speaking to you, but his or eyes are checking out the room in search for the next contact. Don't waste your time. Ask for a business card, which will distract the person from sizing up the new prey and moving on. Now, a little side note, a lot of people who've gone networking with me have said to me, Bart, you have so much to share. You're so quiet. You hardly talk about yourself. I see you constantly just asking questions and getting other people to do all the talking. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Because there is a lot for me to share. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to be watering the wrong plant here. I want to find out more about people so that I can assess how I can best serve them, or, wow, they can't use my help at all, or something. But I'd rather find out what's going on in their world than just tell my story. If you want to know, you'll ask me. Or, whatever you said, I'm going to add something to that based on my experiences or expertise or something that happened to me or a little story. But I'm going to try to keep the spotlight on the other person for the most part. Now, your objective is to make a few new quality contacts at each networking event and not to see how many cards you can acquire, which I know you know this. At least I hope you do. The quality of the connection and the people you meet will become much more trusting of you if you concentrate on them. And I'll just kind of say this. You remain a little secretive, a little mysterious. Okay? Don't be showing all that you got all up front. Now, your posture and body language, again, should show confidence. Stand up, sit up straight. Leave a positive visual impression on people. When you walk into the room, you're looking around, you're scanning. Remember, there are no second chances when it comes to making a lasting first impression. What kind of impression do you want to make? The clothing you wear reflects the type of person you are. Maybe you are a relaxed kind of individual, but that doesn't mean you can show up to the networking event in tank tops, shorts, and flip-flops. Find out what the dress code is, of course, for the networking event that you plan to attend. Professional, business casual. Clothing should add value to your appearance and not detract from your persona, but wearing business attire does assure that you come off as mature, professional, a member of the business community, someone to take seriously. This applies to both men and women. Wear something that you believe makes you look good. And if you look good and you feel good, well, you're going to come off gooder than better. Okay, never mind. I was just joking with that. Here's an interesting observation and experience. We've all taken an Uber ride. Probably, we've been picked up by a taxi or something. And I'm mostly just talking about Uber. A couple of times I've gotten into the Uber car and just how I carried myself. Maybe it's the sunglasses. No, I rarely wear sunglasses. But in one particular occasion, I was wearing jeans, tennies, and a black sport coat. Okay? And the guy turns to me and says, "Are you famous?" And I'm like, that's very kind of you. It's not funny. This has happened to me a couple of times, a few times, in these Uber vehicles. Now, again, it can happen elsewhere, but the point is, people are asking me, "Are you famous?" And I ask them, why would you even ask such a crazy question? I mean, I'm just me. But they said the following in every instance. They said, "It's just how you carry yourself. It's how you walk. It's how you talk. It's how you It's just how you present yourself. It's very impressive. It's motivating. It's inspiring. And I just got to ask, what do you do for a living? So what I'm telling you here in component number 7, presence, your presence can say more about you than you can say about yourself or even other people. What other people say about you is good and bad. It can be awesome or not. But you can say a lot with your presence without even saying a word about what you do. That's cool. And again, hey, like I said, I even went to an event where normally I didn't wear a sport coat, but I decided, you know what, just for the heck of it, I'm going to throw it on. I showed up to the event. Everyone else was kind of dressed down a little bit, but I had my sport coat on. I still had my tennies because, hey, I'm an easygoing guy. Had some really great, jeans on, belt, shirt underneath. And people just looked at me and they go, who are you? And I'm like, I'm just myself, whatever. So anyhow, presence, presence, presence. The clothing you wear reflects the type of person you are. Step it up a little bit. Whatever you do, just step it up a notch. In fact, if you have a nice wardrobe, is it time to add to your wardrobe? Who knows? Okay? All right. Enough said about all that. Be comfortable, but don't push the envelope with, like I said, sandals and, jeans. But take the dress code for the event into account and put some thought into what you're going to wear and what you're going to look like. Because again, you're going to be in pictures. You're going to be in photographs. You want to look hot. You want to look your best. Business casual may mean different things to different companies and different people. The key is to maintain a professional presence, even if you're not in a suit or a tie per se. This is not the time to be a trailblazer or make a fashion statement that's weird and off the record, or off the plantation. But dress to impress. And if it's something that goes in line with, in fact, here it is. Dress is not just about acquiring respect, but conveying it. Your appearance at a networking event is a mirror that reflects how you will be perceived and viewed. Try to fit into the business culture that you represent by showing some concern about the kind of image you and your company represents. Your appearance says a lot about how you operate. In fact, successful people tend to look the part. And if your profession kind of, is artistic, creative, hey, if leather is what you gotta wear, then leather's what you gotta wear. Right? If that's what represents you. So, dress to impress, dress for the photos, dress for the occasion, dress up a little bit. This is your opportunity to kind of get out of the house and, going to dress up a little bit. And it just picks up the vibe with everything. All right, cool. Maintain healthy habits, as you can only imagine. Are you taking good care of yourself with your health and your diet and your exercise? How you take care of you often translate to how much you care about your business and how you present yourself to others. If you find that you just don't have time to make healthy choices or even moderate exercise, the only person that will believe these excuses is you. So, when it comes to exercise, 3 to 5 days a week, 15 to 35 minutes per workout episode, seriously, we owe it to ourselves to work out a lot and to be healthy. Eat the right stuff. I put a cookbook together, okay, bartscookbook.com. And in it is my world-famous salad recipe and my soups and a few other very healthy dishes and some that are not so healthy and they're very sinful. So, but that's life, right? But seriously, my salad saves me because I've got a huge chocolate-loving eating habit. Oh my gosh, is the microphone on? This isn't being recorded, is it? Because I'm addicted to chocolate. I love chocolate. bartscookies.com. Come on, what are we talking about here? But the point is, maintain healthy habits. You want to look vibrant. You want to look healthy. You want to come across, whoa, did you see that gal? Whoa, did you see that guy? Wow, what an awesome impression. What do they do for a living? I'm going to go talk to them. Come on, let's go talk to them right now. Component number 7, presence. Make yours an impressive one every time.